In this video, I'm going to share with you what I believe is our greatest creation of all. And I'd say even in lieu of the smart funnels and pages, this one has taken the greatest amount of technology and time. But you'll find out why in just a moment. So, as I share with you in a few moments what IC Smart Clocks is all about, I want you to catch this. What if you could have someone who clicks on the link that you have for them and you give them a time in which they have to take advantage of the offer or it goes away? And even if they try and switch computers or they switch devices or they delete their cookies, right? No matter what happens, that specific URL that they have, it expires. The next time they go back to it after it expires, it says, sorry, unfortunately, you missed the opportunity. You have to catch the next time. And this is important. Now, if you're new to sales, don't worry about it. It's going to make sense later, but you don't want to miss watching what I'm about to show you. And what's interesting about it is, it's mentally took me a while to really grasp what this does, what power it gives the marketer. Now, the first system I looked at like this, I want to say was approximately $700 a month or $900 a month for a user to be able to use their technology. We have that already built in, right? And so you don't want to miss this. Or you're going to go out not knowing what we have, and you're going to pay for it somewhere else thousands of dollars a year when you can have it already as a part of your suite. So take a look with me. In IC Smart Clocks, it's relatively simple in its layout, but it's more than amazing, and I would call it smart. I don't want to say it's artificial intelligence. I'll say it's real intelligence that you get to utilize. So it's pretty simple. There's no profile to edit or anything, right? Most important thing is you just want to make sure you have your autoresponder integration, which I've already gone over in many of our other sites how that works. And you want to watch training videos and really master how it works in the type of technology that we built. And like most of our systems, we have page builders built within. So not a big deal. You can literally decide to create a page. You can create one from scratch, or you could use one of our templates. Now, why is this important? Because the clocks don't matter so much without a page, but they can, because we also have email clocks that work inside of the inbox, everything. So you don't want to miss what I'm about to share with you. So you can create pages. You can import pages with share codes. But I'm going to get right to it. When it comes to clocks, you can create new ones or you can manage them. When you create a new clock, why are clocks important? I'm going to get to that, but I want to show you the technology, okay? You can literally select a date that you expect something to. Let's suppose I'm going to use what's called an infinity deadline. Now, this is important to note. What is an infinity deadline means that the offer never really ends. However, the person who looks at it and clicks on it, it'll end for them. But a new person coming to the site, that cycle time that I give it will start over for them. But the person I give the link to originally, I don't care how many computers they look at with it, it's going to always show them that when it expires, it expires. So this kind of what I call real intelligence, you don't want to miss. So imagine I'm going to take and create a clock in front of you for a page. And so I'm just making it up now. I've taken one of our members and taken a page that they have of something they're offering, right? And I'm going to make this the original page that I'm going to use for this system. So now I'm going to go ahead and choose the website that I want when this thing starts. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and choose my time frame of where I live, right? Where am I? Where do I want to be? Let's just say I'm Lima, right? That's pretty much the same, but New York, okay? Now I've got New York. Now what do I want to do? I want to select the time in which it will end when that specific date. So let's just say, let's say it's going to end at 6 p.m., right? On whatever date that is that I give it, okay? So this infinity clock here, let's say one day. Okay. Now, I'm going to name my countdown, right? My countdown is called set up my ad. So now I've got my clock created. Now I remember I have options. I can create a quick deadline, right? And then create that clock. So and I'm gonna show you that too. So if I create a quick one, I'm gonna select the time. All right. I'm gonna say it starts at 9 p.m. right? So that's 1 o'clock, right? So I can put my, watch this. Before the deadline, right? As long as they get it before the deadline, they can click on my link and it's fine. Now, after the deadline, if someone misses the deadline, I'm going to send them to monsterjobs.com because they're not ready to make real money. I'm going to send them to Monster Job, right? So if they miss the offer in that time frame, they're going to miss it. Ad set up quick. This is just for my own records deadline. So now I've got 2 types of clocks that I created, right? And then you have the fixed deadline. So let's click fixed deadline. So on January 23rd, let's say I'm going to send them, I'm going to send them Monster Jobs if they say no, but I'm going to send them to my ad. Remember, I'm just using one of our users' campaigns. Now I'm going to select my time. Watch out, I'm New York. I just saw that a second ago. No. Yes, I'm slower than you, but I got this. I just did it a minute ago, and forget. I'm going to click Bogota. I don't really care which one it is. Now, I click this time. Now I'm going to select the time frame. What time? I'm going to say it's at 7 p.m. That's a.m. Let's go ahead and click 7 p.m. Okay. Name it. This is fixed countdown. Ad set up. Now, so I've shown you how to do 3 of them, but I want you to see how important this is. Now watch how cool this is. Now I'm going to go ahead and click submit. So now I have my clock, right? No big deal. So I have opportunities now. I know what the link that they're going to give me to put in my email messages or whatever I send to people. This link will change if this link stays the same. But if someone visits it after it expires, they're going to get the new link like monsterjob.com. So it's really cool to pay attention. Read this now. Before the deadline, this link will direct all my users to set up my ads. After the deadline's over, my users will go to this one. And there's nothing they can do about it. You know how people outsmart like Aweber, GoToWebinar, they just keep getting free trials? You can't do that with this type of thing. And it's real cool how it works. So let's go and take a peek. Let's look at what kind of clock do we want to use. Now you can take and grab any of the templates, right? Or you can kind of customize it your own by changing colors and so forth. Or you can just click grab the flip clock code to put on your site. So it's 23 hours and 57 minutes until that deadline that I set up, right? You can choose an email clock. And why is this important? Because it's really cool to take and send an email message, right? You can copy this into an email that lets you put in, what's it called? HTML code or not. And when you do that, it's so funny. You could literally have the clock in the email letting people to know you have only 23 hours to respond. If you don't respond, it's okay, right? And so in our Smart Funnels video, I showed you how much money was generated throughout that funnel. That kind of money couldn't have been done without a clock, letting people know there's a limited time and this is over. And you got one opportunity to do it. So this is something called scarcity. You create the scarcity right within our site, and it's pretty crazy how it happens. So you take the clock, you put it on your website. You take the email clock and you put it in if you want to warn people, hey, look, there's only 5 hours to go. You don't want to miss it. Don't let the door slam shut on this opportunity, right? So when you have countdowns like this, I can go manage all of my countdown clocks, right? You saw me create the fixed countdown ad setup. I have other ones. I got the private one. I've got the Google one. And I just like to have, I just send people to Google when I was doing the test for this video. So there's cool things. Now I can add a scarcity counter or I can manage a scarcity counter, right? What's a scarcity counter? It's like when you, like for example, this is really good because I have a WYSIWYG here, right? And this WYSIWYG will allow me to even use source code for setting up the email. So that's pretty cool. So I want to name like the inventory counter. So what I mean by inventory, if I'm selling so many products and I have X number of left, right? This inventory counter will count how many I have left. So I can create that now and say I'm starting with 10, right? Product name, let's call it add training videos. Yeah. And the product count, I only have 10 left, right? Now, what's really cool is whenever I create this custom widget, what's going to happen is if I include in the email or on the site, every time I get a new sale, it's going to show one less. We did some really cool stuff with this product, and I really want you guys to note, certainly we could build it for you, because if you have done for you, we got you, right? But don't miss the opportunity to leverage. You know, everybody wants to make, it's so funny, watching the social networks, everyone wants to make a fortune by putting up a video and, oh, I'm going to get rich. They don't know what goes on behind the scenes with many things, including a company like Ingreso Cybernetico, what it's taken for us to even exist for 7 years and pressing through our next 7. There's things like this that you want to master, or you will always be chasing another program. Take it, leverage it. You don't want to miss this stuff. Anyway, this is Dwayne Golden. I figured this would really be exciting for you as you move forward. And let's go ahead and take a look before I move on. I want to show you the scarcity clock that I created. Hey, there's 10, right? And I can track the success code, right? Get the success code. So I can take this code, put it on my website. So every time I get a sale, there's another one gone, right? So one of the things I'm doing right now, I'm going to work with like 5 people. And what I'm going to put the clock or put the scarcity counter on the page, let them know how many seats are available, how many are left. If I say there's only 10, well, there's only 10. If I say there's 12, there's 12. But every day someone looks at that and realizes that there's not many left, they're going to see my scarcity counter. That's the power of this. So, all of the code for the script itself, you can grab and you can put elsewhere. This is for tracking. This is the code itself. So it's not just clocks. It's about scarcity. Our smart clock system will help you to manage the time and create the urgency for the person on the other end. And at the same time, it'll create the urgency needed for your success. This is Dwayne Golden. God bless you guys. Let's do this thing, man. This is your year. Let's do it together.